I'm Mark Garza, the founder and executive director of the Flatwater Foundation. I first just want to say thank you to everybody that's in this room for coming together on a weekend, on a Monday, over the last 4 months, over the last 6, 7, 8 years. All to come together in the name of mental health for families coping with a cancer diagnosis. It's absolutely astonishing. Not only the amount of support that has just swelled up for this cause, but also the amount of people over the last few years that have gone into care, that have heard the call and they're getting the support that they need and that you all make possible. To date, this weekend, we are now approaching 12,000 hours of therapy that these paddlers have paid for over the last few years of providing care. In addition, we have now helped over 1,100 people get the help that they need here in the Austin area. The future of the organization is really bright only because of the help that we get from the community. We are a funding organization and our support relies on funds. We could not do it without you, and thank you. We thought we'd take a minute to let you guys hear a few different perspectives about Tyler's Damn That Cancer. Perspectives from paddlers, from survivors that have been in our program and that are now paddlers, from people that have done it once to people that have done it a few times. We'd also thought you'd like to hear from Jason Carrier, as of the recording of this film, our top fundraiser, who has just given everything that he's got along with his business partners to just change the game when it comes to helping our organization. We really appreciate everything that every single one of you does. And here's a little bit from our partners, our paddlers, and the people that we love. All of you guys. Thank you.
Well, when I was 19, my father passed away after a 4-year battle with leukemia. Countless friends and family up until when I was 33, my mother passed away with cancer as well.
You know, when you find out that you have cancer, everything moves so fast. You don't have time to think. And then they thrust you into this world of treatment. And I had 20 weeks of chemo, 6.5 weeks of radiation. And you're just going through the motions. Your brain is not, it's hard to be present.
I was diagnosed with cancer in 2011. It was my second time being diagnosed. I was a grad student. I was going through the counseling program. I didn't have any money. And it was also the time, I think, for me most when I really needed help. It wasn't so much like during the treatment for me, but it was just the after effects of kind of dealing with what happened and having to kind of process everything. It all just kind of came bubbling up.
When I had breast cancer, our youngest was in high school. And, you know, my husband and I discussed it between ourselves, but not really to him. And, you know, we just said, I have breast cancer, it's gonna be taken care of, yada, da, 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 and moved on. But Breen asked a friend of ours, mother, if I was gonna die. You know, we thought we were coping with everything and it was just fine and he wasn't experiencing anything. And to me, that's just, it's classic. You don't realize how traumatic the whole thing is for the entire family. And so that's why I really like the Flatwater Foundation, because it targets an area that is really not being targeted.
And this is, I think, one of the most overlooked, if not the most overlooked aspects of what it means to find out you have cancer, or to find out your mom has cancer, your son, your daughter, your aunt, your uncle, your dad, anybody.
I got my paddleboard while my dad was sick, and I was always, that was my meditation practice actually, because I never found any resources, and I looked for support for our family, because our family's really strong and we, you know, find the beauty in everything, but that's not always healthy. And we actually really needed the support big time.
I really think that this foundation hits upon an area that most people don't think about. They think about all the medical issues and the medical problems, but there is volumes of mental health issues that go with this disease.
Flatwater is for cancer, and cancer unfortunately affects all of us. We all have a story. We've all lost someone we love.
Through the Flatwater Foundation, I ended up seeing a therapist, and we uncovered so much of what I was feeling at the time that I was completely unaware of. And that was just because I was scared. And I am forever thankful that I had this service at a time when things were really scared for me and there wasn't much clarity, that I could lean on the counselors and go to them and seek assistance.
Thank you guys so much for everything that you've done this year leading up to this point. And everyone's gonna have a moment when they're out there paddling that it's gonna be hard and you're gonna be tired and you're gonna be hungry and you're gonna be just sun-dried, you're gonna be salty, you're gonna question what you're doing, you're gonna get lonely, you're gonna start thinking, you're gonna get emotional, you're gonna let your mind wander a little bit. My advice is to sit down and have some quiet time between now and when you're gonna hit the water, before the paddle, and think about all those things and think about why it is you've done what you've done, why it is that you've reached out and told your story and fundraised and who you're doing it for and what you're doing it for, and really dwell on those things, really spend time in deep thought about why you're doing what you're doing.
You have so much time to think while you're on the paddleboard. Think about the people that you're supporting. Think about the people who have names on their backs or their legs, or think about those people that you're paddling for. And when you get tired, look at that name and know the difference that you're making.
Talk to everybody you can. Ask their stories, share your stories. Really connect with the community that you're paddling with. This is 10 hours. And what I did last year was I picked 21 people that I knew that either are still with us, that were survivors, or going through cancer, or have passed, and I dedicated a mile every single mile. So I thought about them, and that kept me really connected to what I was doing. And any moment when it got hard, I thought, you know what? This is not as hard as chemo or radiation, all the surgeries, all the pain and sorrow that a cancer patient battles. So you got this, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, and I'll see you out there.
Hi, this is Mariah from the Netherlands, one of the board members of the Sub 11 City Tour that we organize here in Friesland. I'm in Hinderlopen at the moment, one of the 11 cities, wishing you all the best luck to paddle the 21 miles. Not only a physical challenge, but also a mental challenge. And while you're paddling, imagine doing that 5 days, because that's the 11 cities, and Mark and his crew, they know what it's all about. All the best. See you. Bye-bye.